Thank you for tuning in once again to another episode of the Good Rich Chronicles. Today, I gotta tell you, I'm pissed. I'm pissed because this next video I'm about to show you, there's no reason in the world for the outcome of this to be happening to this young man. I'm telling you. We got this young black man being pulled over by the police in Florida, okay? Oh my God, it's just ridiculous. I mean, okay, so he's getting pulled over supposedly because he doesn't have his headlights on in the daytime, okay? Now, according to Florida law, you're not supposed to have you don't have to have them on until or unless it's raining, it's smoky, or foggy, okay? Those are the only times your headlights are required to be on, or of course, obviously at night. So it's in the middle of the day, none of those elements I just mentioned are happening, and he gets pulled over for not having his lights on. And this young man not only gets his car destroyed by the police, but they beat the hell out of him, okay? For no reason. He never resisted arrest. All he wanted to know was, why was he being pulled over, and to get a supervisor, which he has every right to ask for. And just so you know, if you ever get pulled over for anything and you have questions as to why you're being pulled over, you have the right to request a supervisor and sit there and wait until he or she shows up. Sometimes these cops are out here enforcing the law, but don't know how to, or should I say, they don't know the law, okay? So again, if you're unsure about why you're being pulled over, ask for a supervisor, and he or she should be able to come and explain to you what's going on, okay? Now back to this gentleman here. So like I said, they destroy his car, they take him out of the car, they beat him, and to this day, no one can explain the justification as to why the officers operated and carried themselves the way that they did. Now, keep in mind, this video happened in February, all right? Now, the only reason that this video is out is because the young man who this happened to was recording this whole thing, and the police didn't know, okay? Now, in the police report, they never mentioned at all about having a physical confrontation with this man, that how he supposedly resisted arrest, how he was fighting. None of this was in the report. So let alone their body cameras footage was either not on or not submitted. So now the chief of the police department is now launching an investigation only because the gentleman released the video that he had of his own beating. That shows you just how corrupt most of the cops are. I'm not going to say all of them, but most of them are. But anyways, let me get to the video and then we can talk about this in a few minutes.
Oh, the traffic stop that's gone viral and why the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office has now opened an investigation. Video shows the deputies beating and punching William McNeil Jr., who says it happened back in February. Here's a portion of it.
When he pulled me over, he walked up, opened my door because my window don't work, right? Okay. And then I said, so what I did wrong? Yeah. He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like, okay. There's multiple people headlights off, first of all. And then there's no rain.
It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on.
Can you pull that law up?
Huh?
Can you pull that law up?
Yeah, when you step out of the car, I will.
Can you call your supervisor?
Huh?
Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands.
Here.
I'm here. What is your reason, sir?
Step out.
What is your reason?
Step out now.
All right.
No, don't.
Get on the ground.
We don't know what happened before or after that camera began recording. In a statement, the sheriff's office says, in part, we have launched an internal investigation into the video and the circumstances surrounding this incident. We hold our officers to the highest standards and are committed to thoroughly determining exactly what occurred. Civil rights attorneys Ben Crump and Harry Daniels are now representing McNeil. Daniels joins me now. Harry, appreciate your time. Let's go ahead and start with why your client decided to release this video now.
Thanks, Kara, for having us on. Mr. McNeil released his video now because he has the support from his attorney team, myself and Mr. Crump, and his family. This was a very traumatic situation for him. He was very afraid. As you can see, he was calling for a supervisor because he was very confused as to why he was being pulled over for not having headlights on during the day. The Florida law says that if it's rain, smoke, or fog, you should drive around with headlights. Neither of those elements were presented, and he wanted to know why he was being pulled over. And obviously, you saw what happened next. His window was shattered. He was punched in the face, pulled out the car, struck again, and he was beaten while he was on the ground. So this was a very horrible video to watch. And, Mr. McNeil suffered tremendously as a result of these officers' road conduct.
So, Harry, a couple questions that we haven't been able to answer, and hopefully you can add some clarity here. When did he start? When did he decide that he needed to start rolling video? What happened prior to where we see that recording begin? Can you give us any context?
So when he was initially pulled up, so he was initially stopped. He notified the officer that he opened his door and notified the officer that his front windows, passenger and driver's side windows, were broke, and they wouldn't roll down. He actually rolled down his back passenger window, and he was speaking with the other officer. Just before then, he knew the situation began to escalate because one, they was telling him that they pulled him over for not having his lights on, and he wanted to speak to a supervisor, and they would not comply. So he figured he needed to start recording this incident just in case something happened. I don't believe the officers on scene knew that he was actually recording. If you continue to watch the video, after the incident, after the beating, one of the officers, they actually grabbed their phone and turned it off. So I don't know if they knew that it was actually being recorded, but they were in fact recorded, and it was depicted on camera what happened.
Got it. So a police officer actually came into the car and turned the recording off?
Turn recording off. That's a violation of his First Amendment right in the first place. He had no reason to go in the car, no reason to touch the camera at all. So that is a key factor in the show, that the willingness of the Jacksonville Sheriff Office to cover up. And I echoed over and over against Jacksonville Sheriff Office dealing with their and how they treat their citizens down there, and particularly Jacksonville is allowed to investigate themselves. There's no outside third-party investigator to come in to investigate them, and they continue to have misconduct, unlawful use of force, because they're allowed to investigate themselves. And the sheriff just recently made a statement in July that he's investigating. Well, the officers had body cameras on. They never mentioned in their report about any use of force, about punching Mr. McNeil at all. They completely omitted that from the report. And once the video became public, then and only then did some type of investigation proceeded.
Well, and clearly we see the window bashed in. We see your client being struck. He was punched in the face. That's very obvious on the video. Curious, why didn't he just get out of the car?
He was afraid. He was afraid.
Okay.
In this environment, policing in America, especially young men of color, are very afraid of police. He was afraid even before, during, and after the incident. He's very afraid. But more importantly, a lot of people question why he just didn't get out of the car. He felt like it was a barrier because he had these individuals whose sworn officers was there to protect him, was harassing him and telling him he's something's happened that he know was not against the law, and he didn't do anything. So he was very afraid, and you can obviously see the result. This officer broke his window and just punched him in his face. Mr. McNeil suffered very significant injury. We have pictures, we have evidence of injury. He had to get He has permanent injury as related to this incident. He has memory loss, closed head injury. So this is not just a one-off of just being punched and swept under the rug. This is very significant impact to Mr. McNeil, and we have to seek justice and legal redress, and not just a civil action, but a pursue criminal matters against these officers.
So are you telling us your client is planning on filing a lawsuit then against the sheriff's office?
Here, let me be clear. We are planning to do everything we can do to secure justice in this matter, from a lawsuit to a civil complaint federally. We are seeking all options to ensure accountability. This has have gone on too long here in the state of Florida, especially Duval County, where the Jacksonville Sheriff Office is completely unhinged. It's time for a change. So whatever it looks like, we're going to pursue it and ensure that we get justice for Mr. McNeil.
Got it. And I see your client was charged with resisting arrest without violence, among some other charges. What do you make of the deputy's claim that your client reached down to grab a large knife, Harry?
They tell you they have no credibility because we watched the video and that did not happen. That's the narrative they gave. That's the lie they gave. We're not going to sugarcoat it for them. They lied. They omitted and they lied. And that alone, as an officer of the law that's sworn to protect and tell the truth, you should be fired for just not even getting to the beating, the unlawful use of force. You should be fired for making a false report. And nothing has happened as of yet to these officers.
Did your client even have a knife in the car?
I don't know if he had a knife in the car at all. And it's not unlawful. It's not against the law to have a knife in the car, have a weapon in the car. But what we do know is that the officer lied about him reaching for any weapon or any knife or anything. And this was a matter where we got to focus on what they did, because he didn't do anything wrong. The only person that was in control that day was Mr. McNeil. These officers were completely out of control. And one thing you don't see on the video, he was actually being held at gunpoint at the time when he was inside the vehicle before they broke his window.
Now, that's a damn shame. That's a damn shame. There's no legal justification for that. Now, I'm going to tell you, I just saw the body cam footage of 3 officers that were involved in that arrest right there, okay? And they showed everything that happened before the video that you just saw, and they showed pretty much everything after the video, okay? Now, they're trying to say that throughout the course of that altercation, that William reached for a knife and that he had a knife in his car, okay? Now, he did have a knife in his car. Put the picture up full mass, okay? So now he did have a knife in his car, but last time I checked, it wasn't illegal to have a knife in your car, okay? And as you can see from the video, his hands were in plain sight the whole time. They asked to see his hands where they could see him. He kept his hands where they could see him. Not at any point did I see him reach for anything. Definitely didn't see him reach for a knife. Now, they pulled him out of the car, they yanked him around and beat the hell out of him, okay? You saw he got punched twice. Once inside the car, and then once they got him out the car, as they were dragging him down, he was punched in the face again. Now, I just heard the chief of police at a press conference about this just a few minutes ago, okay? And he just straight up said that those officers did nothing wrong and that is policy for them to be able to conduct themselves like that. They can punch people in the face while they're sitting behind the wheel of a car, while they're getting arrested, okay? Now, here's my thing about that. So he refused to get out of the car. I get it. He didn't want to get out of the car. I don't blame him. You know, he's a single black man by himself with 4 strange white dudes out there with guns, okay? I don't give a damn about them being police. They still strangers with guns, okay? I can understand and relate to what the young man is going through, okay? So as for a supervisor, which he had every right to do, which they should have just gone ahead and did, and left him alone till the supervisor shows up, okay? Now, you see what happened next. He tries to explain to him what was going on, explain to the officer what was going on through the window. But because he wasn't getting out of the car fast enough or at all, They decide they want to smash the window and drag him out the car. Okay, so now adrenaline is high, blood is pumping fast and hard, right? So now you get him out of the car. What is the point of dragging him down? What's the point of punching him? Okay, what's the point of dragging him down, smashing his face into the concrete? What is the point of it? You got him out the car, just stand him up against the car. He wasn't resisting, not physically. He wasn't resisting at all. So just get him out of the car, put him up against the car, tell him what he's being arrested for, and cuff him up. Cuff him and stuff him. That's all you had to do. But no, you take him out of the car and you beat him. Uncalled for. Totally uncalled for. I don't care what your policy is. There's a thing called judgment and discretion. Okay? There's no need to treat that man like that. So, anyways, there's 4 different body cam views out there of this whole situation that, like I said, shows before and after. Go ahead and check it out online. You can see it everywhere. But I don't care what angle you look at. I don't care what was done before or said before or after that. From the moment you had him out of the car, there was no need. First of all, there was no need to punch him while he was in the car. And then once you got him out of the car, there was no need to punch him. And if that's Florida Police Department's policy, JSO, as they call it down there in that area, then just, I think that policy needs to be reviewed. Okay, so anyways, I hope we all come away with something, from this video here, because it is just, if nothing else, just be aware of your surroundings, just be aware how you conduct yourself, and just be aware of how the people that you are interacting with conduct themselves, because you never know who's watching. Okay, thank you once again for tuning in to the Goodrich Chronicles. I am Anthony Goodrich, and you were tuned into ARG-MEDIA-TV. I'm signing off. But before I go, I would like to say thank you once again. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to spend some time with me. And for that, I am thankful. Thank you very much.